Good morning everyone, Carol at Oak House Journals, and my goodness, can you believe it? We are actually at the very final, the very last assignment for Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Planner Challenge of 2023. We've made it! We've made it! Yay! I'm absolutely thrilled, and all I can say is thank you so much everybody for all your support. I know so many of you have followed me right from the beginning last year when I attempted the challenge for the first time in 2022, and you've been here again for 2023 and left me such encouraging comments and kind words, so bless each and every one of you. I hope you're having a fabulous Christmas season, by the way. But let's get going. So the prompts for this last challenge are as follows. So the first one, something that jumps, and I've done a little bit of preparation ahead of time. As you can see, I've got various little creatures here that jump. So I've got some frogs there, I've got a bird, I've got some grasshoppers here, and I've got a couple of little mice. Unfortunately, this one's lost its rear end, but this one is intact. So I'm going to be using some or all of these on my piece, and as you can see, and as I'm always saying, this is lightweight cardstock, and I will be working my collage or doing my collage on this. It's got a pencil border about 1 centimetre all the way around, and that's just a guide for when I bind this last assignment into my journal. And there will be a flip through in a couple of days or so showing you all the completed assignments for 2023. Okay, so these were the chosen pieces for the first prompt, something that jumps. The second prompt was a coupon. I've lifted out these coupons, and these are ones that came through the post for Boots, which is a pharmacy or a chemist here in the UK. And I'm thinking I will probably use this one because of this colour tone here, and also that it's got a nice deep border on the left hand side. But I may well decide I want to use one of the others instead when it actually comes down to it. So these are my genuine coupons, so I've got those. A tree with fruit or blossoms. Well, going with the winter theme, I've got this. Now this is an image of a rowan tree. If I hold that up, you can see that there's some just line drawings of leaves down there, but it's got fruit and blossom on here. Well, it's actually fruit because these are the rowan berries, and it's nice and colourful here, and then goes into an unshaded or uncoloured area up there, and I quite like that. So if I open it all out, that's the full image from the book page, and I've just folded it just to see how it would sit on my page inside the border, and it will fit snugly to the borders on the left and the right hand side, but there is a gap top and bottom, so I may well go in and trim this down at some stage. The next prompt, something you are thankful for. Well, I've got these. Now I'm hoping I'm not going to get myself overfaced by this selection. I've got a lot to choose from, and as you can see or probably tell from just the briefest of glances, these are all Christmas related. I absolutely adore the festive season, absolutely, not least because my birthday is slap bang in the middle of it, but I just love that magical atmosphere and feeling that everybody seems to have and radiate around Christmas. So I've got these bits and bobs. So I've got that little label there, I've got some tickets, I've got a little image of a parcel. I've got this bottom piece from a first day cover, really like that. I've got something bigger there. This is a Christmas label to go on a parcel. I've also got a piece of vellum here, which I thought might be interesting to try. And I've got the rest of that first day cover envelope, and I could pull in one of these festive stamps to hit that prompt. So I've got lots there. So as I say, I hope I'm not going to overface myself and become a hostage to choice, but we'll see. Something that starts with N, well, nature. That's what I chose for this prompt. I love nature, and it was what gave me my lead to go with these little creatures or critters down here. And finally, any kind of tag. Well, I've got a little pot here, as you can see, of tiny tags, all sorts of colours. These are all mainly very, very tiny ones, but I do have some larger ones tucked away in here, and I'm hoping that I can find something in these boxes. For goodness sake, if I can't find something, I need a talking to, don't I? So I have something in here that I can use on my piece. Okay, so let's get going, as I'm always saying. I'm going to just put my creatures to one side, so I'm going to pop them on in front of me there, bring in this, and I thought I would use this as my background, and as I said, you can see that it fits snugly to the borders on either side, and there is a slight gap top and bottom, which is absolutely fine for me. I'm going to cut away these flaps that I folded back. Now it's got some writing down here which actually says what this tree is, that it's a rowan or mountain ash. I'm going to leave that where it is for the time being. The next thing I want to get on really is my coupon. So I've just trimmed this down a little bit to smarten up the edges. And I'm just going to pop it on there anywhere for the time being. Something I'm thankful for, well, I've got all these, haven't I? So let's have a little bit of a play with these and see if anything particularly floats my boat. I could go with that. I've got this word nature, and I was thinking that it could go up there, in which case it might be too much of a standalone, but we'll see. The other thing I was thinking about with this is that I could just do a line of machine stitching round in green to try and pick up the green on here. So, oh, I've picked up a grasshopper there. Now I'm not averse to that, all soft shades. I could trim that down and just have it peeping out somewhere. No, not liking that. I think it might be too much of a challenge working this one in, but I like it because the reindeer here are picking up the colours on the trunk, and it has got soft cream at the bottom, and this background here is a soft green colour. It's big and bold, so it fills up quite a portion of my page because all these little creatures here are quite small. Okay, so let's try something else and have a little think about maybe trying to work this in. Now I can sacrifice that bit at the bottom. If I trimmed this down, it would fit on the bottom nicely. So trimming it down here and there and across there to make it smaller, then I could have maybe that there, like that. My critters are just going to be dotted around the page, that's what I'm thinking. Not particularly liking that, it's not working. Can't see it working there. Wondering about maybe putting it down the side here. I was going to put it in there, as you saw, but because I've got that, it almost seems to lend itself to going on the other side. So I could do something like that. I would still get my tree trunk in there if I trimmed it down there and trimmed it down, as I said before, and then my critters could go all the way round. I could get a Christmas parcel in there, perhaps. Maybe one of these Christmas tickets. I'm looking at this one, so I'm just going to slip it in here. So I would have lots of elements on here for Christmas. Again, not really working for me. I'm going to take that one away. Okay, let's keep trying. I mean, I could go with just something like that, compliments of the season, and leave that as discreet as it is for Christmas. Maybe bring in one of these down the side and just have a little small collage in that area. But I'm actually thinking it needs to be something a little bit bigger than that. So let me just move that to one side. Let's have a look at this piece of vellum here. Now it's very busy. It's got lots of writing on it, music as well. But it doesn't have to be. I could leave that at the bottom there. Dark green, so it ties in. It's getting the word Christmas there and there in. And again, too busy, I think. That's a shame because that would have been quite nice. No, I don't think it's working with this. There's just too much on here. It's too busy, and I've already got a pretty busy background going on there. So I'm going to go back to this because this was the one that felt more comfortable for me. I can have that fairly high up. I can have that down here. Wondering whether to try the other one and get rid of that dark green. So let's have a look at that. I'll just trim this one down. I like this. It does hide most of my coupon, but it feels very disjointed from this piece up here. So I need to sort of bring this down a little bit. And I can do, if I trim that across, I can almost tie that in if I bring it down here. I could have my compliments of the season perhaps maybe tucked under there. Need to play with this a little bit more. I like that. That's working for me actually. Feels a little bit of a cheat not to have that, more of that showing. I'm going to trim this across the top so that I can get this closer to the main collage down here. I'm liking using this, but I'm going to trim down a little bit off that right hand edge. Have a little bit of the cream showing there. Got to get this in somehow. Now, ideally, I would probably pop it in there, but then it's too close to that. That does work, but I lose my tree, or the stem of my tree. Let's try popping it up there. I've got a gap here, so I need to build around that area if I stick with this, or I could go with that over the top. Now, if I go with it over the top, then it just looks like it's stuck there. That works better because I can use the green edging on the coupon to underline that, but it still gives me that gap there, which isn't good. I could move that up a little bit, and I'm liking that better. Could I pull that down? Yeah, that could work actually, doing that. Does obscure quite a bit of it, but if I lift it so that the green edging is under the cross of the A, then you can still work out what it is, what it says. If I use that as my tag, which is what I'm thinking of doing, then this needs to be something that I'm thankful for. So this could represent my Christmas. So that would go in down there, and then I could bring in these little critters. I could have that one across the corner. Don't like that there, but I probably could have it up there so it looks like it's perching on the E. My frog sat on there, so it looks like he's sat on the parcel. I could have this little guy coming out from behind the parcel. I think I'm going to take that grasshopper away. I've got some more up here that's smaller. This little guy could sit down in the corner there. This is not going to be one of my best, is it? And I could even have this one down there. Not so sure about him up there. Okay, I'm going to go with more or less this layout, but I am liking these three at the bottom and that bird up there, and I am going to trim that down some more. So let's go with that and put it all together. As you can see, everybody, I've just had a little bit of a play, and I'm actually liking this down the left-hand side rather than across the top. And I think it will work with my little bird as well. And if I rip it down here, I can get a bit more of my tree showing. I can still get my parcel in there along the line here so that it all feels grounded, and also get a little bit of a border there. So I think I'm going to go with that. I know where I want these two little pieces to go, so I'm just going to glue these in place. I'm going to use these little ones down here. This one there, this parcel needs to be grounded, so that writing is going to come in useful. That down there, and that little one, I think this little one is soft enough to have down in this corner. That's working for me. I've been playing around with these tickets, not that one, but these two. They're stickers actually, and they would need trimming down. I've been playing around with them up here under the bird because the bird is almost lost. It's very subtle up here and it's almost lost. So I was wondering about trying to frame it a little bit and get a touch of darkness behind it. But when I did that, it felt everything was going on the left hand side. So if I was going to have that there, I needed to balance it up with something down here. So I was looking at this one. Obviously ignore the white. That way is quite good. It makes this boldness come over to the right hand side a little bit, and that's not bad. This way round is nice too, but not as much. But I was liking that there were numbers here, and that kind of added an element to my page. What I do like is this little label because of the scroll work that's on it. And I thought that I could pop it up there, hide the words, and just have the scroll work peeping out there, and it gives more interest in that corner, but it's nice and subtle. And if I just use the scroll work there, then I can use the bottom scroll work for under here. There isn't much, to be honest. I probably would have to have it that way round, and try and use a portion of it here to add some interest. So that's what I'm going to do. I think it just brings it down a little bit, but very, very gently, and it just brings the eye to the bird more and stops it blending too much into the background. And this is the frog I thought I would have there. So he too looks like he's grounded on this writing. This little frog also looks like he's grounded on the bottom of the tree trunk and this writing. And I've got this little stamp up here peeping at me, and I'm wondering whether to just pop it up in that corner like that and maybe balance out that red. I just need to straighten it up a little bit and leave it there. There we go, everybody. This is my finished assignment for assignment number 52, and the very last assignment that I need to do to complete Margarete Miller's 2023 Collage Weekly Planner Challenge. So yay, we've got there. So as always, photographs at the end, but I'll quickly go through the prompt because I changed one or two pieces as you saw as I was working through this. So something that jumps, well, birds jump. They jump from branch to branch. They hop most of the time, but they can jump from branch to branch. I've got a little mouse here. They certainly hop around, and I've got a couple of little frogs here and here, and they hop. So I've got plenty in there that hits that prompt. A coupon, well, I've tucked it in behind here. It's partially covered, or substantially covered rather, but it is there. A tree with fruit or blossoms, well, as you saw right at the beginning, I've chosen this image here of a rowan tree, or a mountain ash as it's called. Something you're thankful for, well, I'm always thankful for Christmas. So I've got this parcel here now that represents Christmas and the festive season, and I've also got this little festive stamp tucked in there. Something that starts with N, well, I've got the word nature, and that again is something I'm so thankful for. And bonus, any kind of tag, well, this which is what I was going to use as my piece for something you are thankful for to represent Christmas and the festive season, is actually a Christmas tag that goes on a parcel, because there's the little hole up there. So this is my any kind of tag rather than these, which is, I was going to rummage in here, if you remember, and try and find one. So thank you so much, as always, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this one come together. Again, if you supported me all throughout this challenge, bless you and thank you so much. I really have enjoyed your company and support throughout this challenge. And I hope you'll join me next year, because Margarete Miller is doing another challenge in 2024 and I will certainly be taking part. Until the new year, everybody, take care, enjoy your festive break and look after yourselves. Bye bye now.